Here we are, Beebles. There's my little rocker roller mobile, my little cemetery mobile in the background. It's a little rainy, as you can tell from the umbrella. I had just stumbled across this fine little cemetery and, tucked away here in, I don't know, Buxton, Maine, somewhere. We are in Buxton. And I was using the GPS to find that cemetery, and it was leading me to it, but it was ready to pass this one by. Like, this don't show up on the map. I don't get it. But as you can tell, it's pretty desolate area. We're kind of deeper in the woods, but on a main road or an official road. There's a house over there. I don't know if you see near my car, a little house in the trees there. But that's about the only one. I'd love to be in that house. I tell you what, that much I'm gonna tell you. You're gonna learn about that much. That I'd like to be in that little house right over there. Why? Because it's right by the cemetery. I'd probably get sick of this cemetery, because I like to change it up. I'm using my headphones, not because I can hear myself through them, but it just changes the quality of the microphone better than a mic does. But more about that later, maybe. So I already did a once around here. Found what stones I'm going to read to you because this is Groovy Graveside Recitals. And here we do, we recite inscriptions from old gravestones, you know, ideally from the 1800s and earlier, which only goes back to about the 1600s here. And those stones are pretty much gone. They look sort of like that one right there near my nose is pointing to it. Uh, they just didn't, in the 1600s, you got a stone. It might have had something roughly inscribed in there, but it wasn't until about the late 1700s, early 18 that you got nice stones like this. Because this is what you want, kid. Let me show you what you want. That's what you want. Right there's what you. Easy now. That's beautiful. Now it doesn't say anything on that one. I'm going to show you some actual inscriptions this time around. Because I don't think I show them closely enough. Me being an illustrator, I prefer, the above relief or whatever they call. In this case, it's a vase and a weeping willow. So often it is. Now I noticed earlier what this one says. It's Eunice Harding. You'll be seeing it backwards because I don't know how to flip the image. But hers down there at the bottom says, "I would not live alway." Now the L in alway doesn't look like an L. I don't know why I would say alway without an S. It would make more sense if it said, "I would not live alway," unless the word is not alway, but I don't know what else it could be. So that doesn't make too much sense to me, that one. But maybe at the time it did to somebody. I don't know. It looks like it's in quotations, so maybe it's something she said once. Now that one's a little hard to read, so we're not going to read it. But I got a couple over here for you, kid. Oh, yeah, we got a couples for you, righty. Righty. Did I say a couple? Or am I full of shit? No, I'm telling you the truth, kid. That's a couple right there. If ever I counted two, that's two right there. Of course, you could count the one behind it and the little white one. But no, we're talking about this couple. Why? Because they're similar. They both have I'll reach down the middle from behind. You'll be able to see that boom! Look at that. A vase, kid. A vase. As I get a little creepier for you. But, and this one as well. A vase. Hold on. A vase. But, yeah, they also say something as well. And what they say is Horace, son of Thomas, Hannah. Ooh, Hannah's. Yeah, there's a Hannah family. If you notice, if you're close enough with me, you know I use the last name Hannah, my ex-wife's last name. I use it on Facebook. Her second husband, uh, he's all pissed about it because I just can't change it. I changed it twice, and that's Facebook. They only let you change your name twice, so now my name's stuck as Renard Hannah, which Renard is not my legal name either. But I just kind of like it. I like a good old New England English last name. I love my own last name as well, Stevens with a V, but that's also English. But I like Hannah. I don't know. I like it. I don't care. So Jane Elwell, daughter of. Hold on. A motorcyclist pouring through there. Anyway, she says she died in 1832. Well, how about that? That's a long time ago. I wasn't here for that funeral. I don't recall. I don't think I was. I got here a little later in life, like 80 something years later. No, probably even longer than that. Almost 200 years later. But bid thy parents cease to grieve. Thou must. Allow me to begin that one again. Off to a sloppy start on that one. Let me get a little closer because I'm an old man. Let me get down closer to the grave that I'll be in eventually. And that's a good thing, let me tell you. So bid thy parents cease to grieve. Thou wast sent them and must leave. So bid thy parents cease to grieve. Thou wast, W-A-S-T. I don't use the word was anymore like that. Thou wast sent them and must leave. I think hast would have been the proper word even then. But then we got adieu, which is the French word for goodbye, I believe. Adieu, fond child. Those tears are given, till grace renew our love in heaven. Now that's nice, kid. That's pretty sweet. So they both died in 1832, August 11th, August 8th. So one aged 2 years old, the other aged 7 years old. Must have been something, probably a plague running through here or something. Ravaged them. Like a real plague, not like this pandemic we're fucking caught up in the bullshit of now. That's as far as I'll get into that. But for now, I'll give you a nice little. How do I give you this thing? It's a mushroom. And I suggest you don't bite into it. Now, here's another nice stone that I'm going to show you the engraving of because it's worth it, kids. You want to see this. It's what you want. It's the kind of thing that you want. Unfortunately, you can't touch it like I can. Ooh, I'm touching it like Joe Biden. I'm going to sniff the hair of that angel. Joe Biden would like the smell of that hair. Boy, that's angel hair. That's the kind of hair you want to smell. But anyway, so there you go. That's a lovely, and that was put in place. Did you see the framework around that? Oh my goodness. That's Nathaniel. Look at that framework. Get a good gander. Are you looking at it? Can you see it good? Real good like? All right, so we got Nathaniel Hill, Mr. Nathaniel Hill. Well, excuse me. Son of Jeremiah Hill, Esquire of Biddeford. Biddeford's a cool town, closer to the water. I get down there for karaoke nights, so check out my playlist, the karaoke, drunken metal karaoke nights. Yeah, your host with the least here does know how to belt out the metal songs. But yeah, died in 1801. That's a gorgeous stone for 1801. 52 years old. Lived 2 years longer than me. And I hope he continues to live 2 years longer than me. I mean, I got 2 more years left on this earth to suffer. Nobody wants that. Ain't nobody got time for that. I got bigger, better fish to fry on the other side. But I'm stuck here for now. So there's that. Just a nice, smooth. Oh, I feel that. Oh, oh, oh. Got a little too excited over that one. Sorry, folks. What kind of Christian am I? One with a sense of humor. Get over yourself. I didn't touch myself. People are too take yourselves too seriously. Wouldn't touch myself. Not here anyway. Maybe at home when I get home. But look at that nice little water formed over that little guy. Oh, that's pretty like, real pretty like. And here's his little buddy right next door. Oh, you like that, don't you? And nobody likes the deformed guy over here, but we ought to give him some attention, I suppose. Ugly as sin, that one. Now it's sunny, and I'm still running around with this umbrella. So we're going to leave that there. Hopefully I won't forget it later. Let's just jab it in the ground. All metal-like Alice Cooper would do with his sword on stage, you know. So, what else we got? Now we're in here. I don't even need this hoodie. It just instantly, since it was raining when this video started, like, I don't know, that's New England weather for you, though, people. You don't like the weather, stick around another 5 minutes. All right, so that's a very nice stone. But it doesn't really say much. Very roughly hewn. Let's see, Ruth. That's an old Ruth. Oh, that's a weeping willow, just a weeping willow. No, there's a vase right there. You can see that. But boy, was that common though. That was, you know, stepping on freaking mushrooms like people step on freaking ants in other parts of the world. There are a lot of mushrooms. Maine is a mushroom. I don't know why people aren't high on mushrooms all the time. We're high on weed all the time because it's legal here. And I was just stoned off my ass last night. But and I try to smoke every other day because I can't smoke like these people do up here. You got to have some sort of regulations for yourself. So that's it. I thought there was other ones. There are, but maybe we'll do a little tour. I'll do a little talky talk with you. Maybe we'll learn a thing or two. Or tree. But, or nothing. Maybe you won't learn shit from me. Maybe we'll do the first modern gravestone inscription for this video. And that would be our lovely friend right over here. What we have here is Stover and Ames. Boy, that sounds like a business right there. Stover and Ames. That sounds like an old school business you can trust. You know, good old Stover and Ames. Let's go over to Stover and Ames. Get ourselves a nice milkshake or something. But, so we're going to read Ames over here. We're aiming for Ames. And Ames has to say right here in the heart engraving. Look, I'm pointing over there, actually, but it looks like on camera that I'm pointing at the grave. But I'm actually pointing really far away from it. It just depends on the angle you're looking at, kid. That's the magic of Hollywood here. Holly, Maine. Across the years, I will walk with you in deep green forests, on shores of sand. And when our time on earth is through, in heaven too, you will have my hand. Maybe a little bit more than just my hand, if you know what I mean. Whoa, ho, ho! Yeah, well, you know, it's heaven. We find sex enjoyable on earth. I can't imagine it's any less enjoyable in heaven. I think sex is a choice in heaven. I actually know exactly, you know, what's, you know, whether there's sex in heaven or how it's conducted differently from two fleshy blood and bone bags here on earth banging off each other. It's a little different in heaven. It's much more intimate. It's much more amazing. But we're going to reserve that for another video. Make sure you're paying attention. I don't want to throw too much heavy information on you that I picked up from the other side from my short experience while there. So that's about it. Yeah. You know, I don't see much else for inscribed stones. You see mostly there are these white ones. They don't say nothing but the basic information. Oh, but we will take a look at this vase up here. That's quite lovely. Actually, I think I've seen this one in the Gorham Cemetery. Same cast. But I only took a photo of it. Damn, I wish I could see that. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Let's get a real good look. Oh, that's nice. You got a better look than I do, because I'm way down here just reaching my phone up high. But, come on down here. But, yeah, I've seen that one before in Gorham. But these are the metal ones that you see. Only one or two in every cemetery in all of New England. Now, I seen one up in Gardner, I believe it was, Maine. That there was more than one of these metal ones. Like it was almost taken off up there, but it never really took off, you know. But you know, the test of time has been kind to these stones, you know, because that's all metal, and there's no rust on that. I guess it's what doesn't rust? Steel? Is it steel? But it's a precious metal, so they're very expensive, and because they don't rust. And so people just probably just couldn't afford them. Probably thinking they're gonna rust, but look, that thing's over. You know, I don't know. I didn't look at the. It's mid 1800s, 1840. So still in great shape. But you know, like these stones, we couldn't know that the sandstone was not going to age very well, because you know, look at this fine carving. But you know, even the main letter, now it doesn't say anything particular outside the information on the person that was here. The basic information doesn't. You can hardly read that. You know, Annie. That's really nice. And you got this one got obliterated, maybe by a lightning bolt or a tree that might have stood here at one time. Large branch could have landed on it, knocked it apart. But at one time, someone came along and fixed it. Back when we cared about our dead, you know. Yeah, that's just such a nice stone. Look at that thing. Would you get a good gander already? Oh, look at that. It's almost like you could smell that rose, kid. Let me give it a good sniff. Give it a good Joe Biden sniff. Don't smell as good as an 8-year-old's hair, but you know, you gotta make do. Sorry, Biden. Sorry, Joey. Yeah, nice tree over there. Yeah, I wouldn't consider this a political video, but I'm a kind of political guy, so my politics bleed into every video at times. And, so you're either comfortable with it because you're mature and you can accept viewing and subscribing to people of the alternate view from yours, different idyllic view, but or you could be a liberal and just like shut off anything that modern day liberal, lefty, shut off anything that you know makes you question your own ideology, because that's cult behavior, folks. And if you're offended by anything I say so easily, you may be in a cult, an atheist, far leftist cult. And we could talk about that comfortably too. And I don't need you. You can say bye-bye, unsubscribe, don't need you. Or you could stay right here and be a a mature adult and say, well, I like this guy. He's a right-wing conservative Christian. I'm not Christian, I'm an atheist, I'm a lefty. But I think he's funny, I think he's informative, whatever. I'm gonna get with him anyway. That liberal I appreciate, respect, want as a friend and a subscriber and a follower, whatever. I'll follow you, you know. I have plenty of liberal friends. You know, it's not what I'm against. I'm against far left. And guess what else I'm against? The far right. It's all hate. If it gets pushed in any direction too far, either direction too far, guess what? You can be just as hateful as a lefty liberal as you can a right winger. You know, a right wing white person, a left wing white person, far left, hates their own kind, hates their own cultures. You know, doesn't even think they come from a culture. They think only people of color come from cultures. It's a cult, people. It's sick. And far right, yeah, they hate maybe other races and cultures. For whatever reason, it's all hate, people. You're not escaping it. You're not above it if you're a leftist. You may not even be aware how far left you are, because this far left order that's taking hold in America and the West in the last 20 years or so, maybe 50 if you really date back. It's still a modern anomaly. There's never been any far left destruction yet until now here in America. We're only seeing it through rainbow flags and drag queen story hour and Black Lives Matter. I'm sorry, we got too political. I didn't mean to get into all that. So, might be a little too much for you sensitive bubbleheads. You SJW living in your bubble, and you're just floating around in your little bubble full of snowflakes. It might be getting a little too hot and prickly here. You're going to pop your bubble and melt your snowflakes. We don't want to do that on this video. That's supposed to be about GraveSide recitals. So that's what we did. We did our GraveSide recital in this simple little cemetery. Gave you a little more of my politics, just in case you've been trying to avoid my political videos. You got it anyway, kid. But now I'm going to fit my face in the frame of this obelisk. Did it work? Probably. That's a big one, though. Whoa, that was a big mosquito. Holy moly. That thing was massive. It was like a prehistoric, a dinosaur mosquito. But, nice little staircase here. See, all right, folks. Well, that's it. Old Emery. Yeah. Lord Emery. Wasn't that a Herman and the Hermit song? Emery the 8th I am. Emery the 8th I am.